Hi, I'm Tech Dave, and today we're looking at a new subscriber, Branislav, who requested that I look at the X200 with Xubuntu and the eGPU setup. So I'm probably going to do a relatively short but concise video about the performance of this device. I'm going to put a 60 gig SSD in it because I've got a spare Kingston SSD. With Xubuntu on it, and I'm going to set it up with probably the NVIDIA GTX 560, and we're going to benchmark some games. We're going to see what sort of performance we get, and yeah, that'll be the video. See you on the other side. So the first thing we're going to do is go to, well, we just Google. Or go to xubuntu.org/download, or go to xubuntu.org and then click the download link. Excuse me. And then we're looking at 1804 Bionic Beaver. I don't go with the torrent download, so I just went to the direct download. It takes a bit longer, but I just don't like using torrent clients. 1909 is available, but I was requested 16 or 18, so we're going with 18. And then for me, I went with the United Kingdom. Obviously, your closest mirror will vary. And then with the X200, we want the 64-bit desktop image. So click that. As you can see here, I've got it downloaded. And then we're going to download something called Rufus. So if you just type RUFUS, and then rufus.ie. And then we're looking to scroll down, Rufus 3.9, so download that. It won't take a second, 200 megabit per second download speeds. And then open that. Once you've got your Xubuntu download image available, and then you insert your USB stick, which I've got here, which is a 16 gig SanDisk Cruiser. You can probably get away with 4, but the ISO, because the ISO is, let's have a look how big it is. Showing folder. It is 1 gig, so you can probably get away with like a 4 gig stick for this. And then you go to Rufus. It'll auto select your USB stick, but if not, you can click on this list and select one. And then you go select next to that, and find where you downloaded your folder, your disk image, and then you want a master boot record FAT32, so that's all correct. And click start, and then for this, where it says do you want to download these files, you want to click yes. And then write in ISO mode usually works fine for Linux. And yep, I'm going to destroy my drive, that's absolutely fine. And then I'll be back once it's complete. So our our writing to the USB stick is just finished, so we just click close. Then eject the device, mine's the Cruiser Force, and then we move over to the laptop to actually install it, so I'll be back in a second. So I apologise for the messy setup. This is just what I've got to do, because my Hero Pro 7 died, and it's just throwing errors all the time, so I can't do anything with that. And my DSLR won't even turn on, so I don't know whether I'm just fated to just be using webcams, but that seems to be the score at the moment. So for now, I'm going to try and screen capture some of it, because I've got my HD60 plugged in, but it's not quite the right resolution output, so we'll see how that goes. But basically, just boot it on, press the Think Vantage button. I mean, I don't know whether I'm required to say how it's used. There we go, it's booting into Xubuntu anyway. So let me just switch to screen capture, see if we've got anything there. No signal at the moment, so we'll see how we do. But basically, I'm pretty sure you can work out how to install Xubuntu by yourself. But I'm just going to see if I can screen capture directly off the device, and then we're going to move on to setting up the eGPU. which will be going sort of over there to my other desk, because yes, I'm the sort of person that needs 2 desks, so that's the thing. But as you can see, we booted into Xubuntu fine, so I'm just going to install it. Let's see if we've got, oh, we've got a screen there as well. Okay, well yeah, so I guess we will kind of go through this. So what you want to be doing is I've got to do this, it's going to be wonky as fuck, pardon my French, because I'm seeing a delay. Yeah, I'll be back once I've installed it, but basically that's the plan. I'm going to install it direct to this SSD and then see what kind of performance we get. So I'll be back shortly. So I'm not sure if you can see this, but on the screen there it says restart to install, to complete, to use new installation. There we go, got there in the end. And it restarts, you unplug the USB stick and then press enter. Job's a good one. So now we're going to move over from there to my other desk, and I'm going to set up the eGPU in a custom caddy that I've got. So we'll just show you, we are in fact in Ubuntu. I don't really be able to see that. Xubuntu is installed anyway, so I'll be back with the setup of the eGPU. So here is my face. I've messed around for ages with trying to get the NVIDIA like proprietary drivers working in Xubuntu version 18.04, so I thought I might have more luck with 16.04, and if not, well, I'm going to test, basically I'm going to test the open source drivers first, and then if we get really low performance, I'm going to try and figure out a way to force the old legacy drivers to work in 16.04. And as you can see here, I'm just reinstalling because I basically accidentally destroyed the last install. Well, not destroyed, but basically I just used the graphics drivers that didn't work and then couldn't revert them about 4 times. And we are actually using the GTX 560 Ti 1 gig GDDR5, which is in, hold on, let me show you, which is in this lovely case. This is kind of the desk setup we've got for it, which I think is quite cool. And that's an old Lenovo ThinkCenter case, which has got my desktop power supply in it and the 560, and then we've got the X200 in the dock on top, which is actually the ideal way to use this, because if you've got the dock, you can boot on the machine without having the lid open, and seeing as the screen doesn't work, basically, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier in the video, I've recorded so many different sections of this video that I've not been able to use. With the graphics card plugged into the X200, you get nothing on the internal screen, so it's actually quite cool having it like that, because it's docked, and then you've got a power button on the front of the dock, so you don't need to open the screen at all, and then it just works as a desktop setup. Obviously the screen works again once you've undocked it. It's also important to remember to not unplug or plug in the eGPU when the machine is powered on, because that can damage both the eGPU, the card and the laptop. So always remember to shut down, plug in, turn on, then shut down, unplug, just for reference. If you're doing this, let's see how our, so yeah, we're just going through 1604 install. So yeah, I've not had much joy with the NVIDIA drivers, unfortunately, but as I've basically pretty much confirmed that they don't work with the 560 Ti at least, and also I tested with an NVIDIA Quadro 600, they also didn't work. I don't know whether it's something to do with Xubuntu, because I've had these cards working on Linux Mint with this device in the past, and I think Ubuntu Studio also worked, so it could just be a fault with Xubuntu itself. I'm not entirely sure with the drivers not working, or whether they did actually mention on the website that the Fermi drivers, which includes the category, it includes the 560 and the 580. I think this is a 560. and it means that those drivers are no longer supported by NVIDIA, so that's probably why they don't work. So I think my current plan is to, once this install is completed, that you can see here, I'm going to test the performance of Portal 2 and maybe a few of the games, just to get so the video is a bit longer, and just to see what kind of games that I know how well they work, see how they work with the open source drivers. So I'll be back in a minute, please. So yeah, I'm just installing Steam. I type sudo apt-get space install. Let me zoom. Actually, hold on. Clear the terminal. Zoom. Doesn't work. Oh well. Well, yeah, I typed this anyway. Sudo apt-get install Steam, and now we should have Steam. My phone is dead, so I need to charge my phone because I've got two-factor authentication, but we don't seem to have Steam. So if I type Steam, does that work? There we go. So just doing updates for Steam, and we're going to test out these drivers, see if they actually work. So once I've charged my phone and I'm back with a working copy of Steam, logged in, downloaded Portal, I shall be back. So we're in. I'm installing Portal 2 and Euro Truck Simulator 2 because I absolutely love it. And yeah, I'm just going to be testing them out once it's installed, but I've been sat doing nothing and not filmed for a bit, so I thought I'd say that I'm installing the games now. So we are screen capturing, so it won't affect performance. So here we go, we're going to jump straight into Portal 2 and see what we get. Can you see me there? Yeah, while I'm playing? Cool. Don't know whether you'll be getting audio. And the audio appears to be coming out of the laptop. Let's see what we can do anyway, eh? The main thing, if it's playable, then I can advise in good conscience to try this out. We'll have to change up some of the settings. We'll see how it goes. So what's it put us on? Video. Although with Valve games they do tend to put you on. Let's try it. Native full screen. Laptop power settings is disabled. Anti-aliasing will leave off. Everything else. Sweet. So apply. Let's see. Oh yeah, looking much better. Is that looking better on there? Yes it is. And we'll do some single player. Continue game. Can't remember where I got to be honest with you. I haven't played this in a while, but it is a sick game. Am I still in shot? Yes. If I turn this way, yes. It appears to be running flawlessly, basically, but we're just waiting on it to load in. You can't see it because my face is in the way, but there's a little loading bar. Just drinking from my laptop retrospective coffee cup. Available through his merch store on his YouTube channel. So we're getting a little bit of lag. Straight off the bat, and I know that's not from screen capture because I'm using external graphics card. Not external graphics card, an external capture card. So let's try 720p. 16. We'll try 16 by 900, and actually, if we take this down a little bit in settings, so shader details on very high. So okay. So let's try and mess with that and get a playable setup. Okay, let me change it. High. Let's try everything on medium for now. Vertical sync. There might be what's giving us lag, so let's disable that. I think I hear a small child or my neighbour's cat trying to get in. Yep, that's cool. So if we try medium and then build our way up, that's what we're going to do. It's like informing me what everything does. which is nice. I like that from Valve there. Apply. I think it's applying, but it's just taking its time. Unless it has applied it. Apply. Game's frozen up a little bit. So it's, oh no, there we go. So I wouldn't call this like a beautiful experience, but it's definitely a lot better with those settings we just set up. It looks okay. Actually, I'm being a bit harsh. Let's try 720p. And then, and the thing is, I know this is it didn't change my settings, that's why. Right, let's try 720p. 720p. Apply. My neighbour's cat appears to come in my house like a cheeky kitty. There we go. 720p. Let's see what we've got here. Advanced video. So yeah, it's all nice and nice. Video. 720p. Done. So that is much smoother, as you would expect with 720p. That's playable. Let's see, where's this? A little block or something? I can't remember how you play this game, motherfucker. Oh yeah, you've got a... I remember. Missed. Well, I would say in regards to Portal 2, it's not promising with the non-proprietary drivers, so that kind of answers that question at least, but it's not a hopeless cause just yet, because we're on 1604. I'm going to try some legacy driver faffing, basically. But yeah, it doesn't look particularly good frame rate wise, so we're going to have to, and you'll see what happened last time. So this is all working fine, but what we need to do is go to software and updates. And if I don't know if I kept any more of this in the video, I probably won't, but this is where we had issues before. Because what you're supposed to do is go here, right, and then apply the NVIDIA drivers when they listed. But this on 1804 led to, okay, well these are different drivers, so we might actually be in luck there. 384, let's try that one. But don't get your hopes up. I'm actually going to leave the screen recording on. So you can see what the outcome is directly in real time. But in 18.04, this led to it being 640 by 480 locked, and then it took me like ages to get the drivers to go back to something that actually displayed 1080p, and then it was just the open source drivers. So wishing me luck would be good at the moment. I'll speed up this footage as well, so I'll just quickly get rid of my face. So this is ending up taking an inordinate amount of time, so I'm going to just basically come back with the results of when, just to save hard drive space on my laptop really, that I'm filming on. Come back pending whether it works or doesn't work, so I'll be right back. So we got to this phase and it's saying we need to restart, so I'm just going to click restart. We're using NVIDIA binary driver version 384.130 from NVIDIA 3.8 proprietary and tested. Let's see if we have any more luck this time. Internal error. Restart. Should I restart manually or is this going to go horribly wrong? Probably going to go horribly wrong. Certainly it did on Ubuntu 18.4, so fingers crossed we have more luck, but I'm expecting this to just default to 640 by 480, and then we won't really be able to use the operating system properly at that resolution with an eGPU, I should imagine. But we'll see how it goes. Drum roll, please. I want you to all do a drum roll on your table while you're watching this. Look at this. Is it screwed? Does it not work? Looking pretty likely. I don't know. And it's screwed. So I think at least... Oh no. Maybe it was just the version then. They didn't have supported drivers. Right, in that case, let us start Steamth and see what happens. We might be in business here. So the key to making this work is using an older version, aka 16.04, to guarantee driver compatibility. Now let's see what kind of performance upgrade we get in Portal. I've just heard my son wake up, so I might have to go and check on him. I think his mum, my fiance, is sorting it, but I may have to go and see, depending how loud his tearful screams become. Give me 1 sec. So, I'm actually quite excited about this. I think we may be in business. So it's kept the old video settings, obviously, from when we opened it last. Oh no, it's put us down to 4:3. Let's go use defaults. Reset. So it's still 680 by 480. Let's see. Let's try widescreen. Let's try that. Apply. At least it looks nice now. Continue game. Seems to be performing okay at 1366 by 768 or 1360 by 768. Remains to be seen what the in-game performance is like, but that seems to be a winning resolution. I'll try it at 720p in a minute as well for direct fair comparison. But I think we may have some NVIDIA drivers working. Oh yeah, that's much better. Look at that. Yep, it's a bit crackly, but it's performing like thousands of times better. So right, let's try 720p. I had a feeling this might be the case. Right, let's try 720p, so it's like an accurate comparison. Just wait for it to load. It's doing something. Turn to game. So is that 720p? Yeah, 720p. So let's see how that's running. That is running beautifully at 720p, so let's try full 1080p. Oh, you wouldn't believe how satisfying this is for me. I was like, I thought it wasn't going to work and I was going to have to give disappointing information. But, oh yeah, and I'm sure you can see that in the video, how beautiful that looks as well. And it performs perfectly. So, oh, there's a little stutter there, that was a loading stutter I think. But yeah, I mean, like we're in business basically. Yes, this is a beautiful decision. Right, we've got to figure out this timing because I want to do this as a victory thing. Yes! Yes, victory is mine. I have conquered the eGPU world. I saw that it was eGPUs and it was good. Oh, no, don't fall in the water. I need to get out of here. Got some scary AI to deal with. But that's just terrifying. So yeah, it performs beautifully basically. That's the answer to your question that you requested. It performs beautifully, but you just need to use version 16.04, not 18.04, and it natively comes with the correct drivers. You just got to switch them. So actually, if I kill this, just to make sure, that you know how to do it. So yeah, that works fine and dandy, I believe. It was lagging a bit then, but I think that's just because I was exiting things rapidly. Quite tempted to try Euro Truck Simulator. It's one of my favourite games. We'll see what kind of settings we get. It's just finished downloading. But yeah, you go to settings or all, scroll down to software and updates, and then you go to additional drivers. I'm sure you're following me by now, you must have seen me do this a couple of times in the video, but maybe not, it depends how I edit it. But yeah, but it'll come up on there. You want the NVIDIA binary version 384.130, and then you select it, restart, and it's all good. So actually I'm going to use that as the end point of the video, because I'm finally very relieved and pleased that I'm able to say yes, you have some excellent performance. I'm not going to show any more game videos because that's the one you want to know about, and I can highly recommend it. What I'm going to do, actually, you wanted to see XFCE, didn't you? So I'm going to log out up here. I haven't quite got used to this operating system yet. Log out. And then XFCE, is it called? Can't remember. Mace is making silly noises. My little boy, the Think lad. Oh, he's been a grumpy bomb as well. So we go up here, we're going to go to this XFCE session. Put in the password, which I'm hoping you can't see, which you can't. Good. It's exactly the same, so maybe that's all I needed to know, really. Oh, I thought it was a separate thing, like with i3 window tiling window manager. But yeah, it seems to work. About XFCE window manager exit. So there you go. Right. Yeah. So it works perfectly. Basically, that's my conclusion. But you need version 16.04. Sweet. You should be seeing no signals. Let me quickly, swiftly edge. There we go. So, what did we learn? Basically, the drivers for 18.4 are being deprecated. Anything on the Fermi architecture has been deprecated, and so you need to use an older version of Linux, such as 16.04, with Xubuntu 16.04, and it works perfectly. I've been Tech Dave. I hope this was what you needed to know, and I would actually recommend this. Yes, you've got the X200, get the B stock for, well, as featured in the previous video that prompted the question, the EXP B stock version 8.4 or even 8.5 if you can get it, because that's actually arguably a bit more stable from what I can gather. Please refer to the previous video if you want help setting it up, and this one obviously for Xubuntu. But yeah, I can recommend it. Yeah, get a power supply, get an EXP B stock, and maybe even a couple of them, because I remember you said, I think you said plural about people that needed them. So yeah, I'd recommend it. It's definitely a performance upgrade, and if you use Windows as well, you get even more of a performance upgrade there. I would stay away from any card, like graphics wise, above the 5 or 6 series NVIDIA GPUs. The AMD GPUs work up to about 2 gigs based on my experience, 2 gig graphics cards, but any more than like 1 or 2 gig, really you're wasting your performance, because you're not going to get that much back because of the CPU and stuff. So I would say go with a 560 or a 580 or maybe even a 660, but don't go any higher than that, because the 750 Ti, the 700 series and the 10 series don't actually work at all with the eGPU with this setup, because you need the GPU cable, so the actual HDMI cable or whatever, disconnected to be able to boot on the machine, but then the internal display doesn't work and it just throws an error in BIOS as far as I can tell. So that's my full review of this setup based on using Xubuntu. I hope it's been useful. I've been Tech Dave. Peace.